Have you ever asked yourself, why am I single? Like, just have that moment and you've looked around and you're like, I see a lot of people in relationships and I've got more to offer. I'm feeling pretty good looking, but why am I the one that's still single? Well, this is always that $1,000,000 question that isn't actually as complicated as we want to make it seem. I'm Jacqueline Nichols, and we're on day 76 of our 90-day quest to improve on communication, confidence, and charisma, along with fun, friendship, and cuddles as we build our flirting and our ability to communicate with ourselves and with others. Being single is a very sensitive topic for people that haven't fully embraced and chosen in their own way to be single. There are times in life when you kind of say, hey, I actually don't want to date. I don't want to be in a relationship. I like being single because I'm doing work on me. I hear that a lot from people when they call me to ask about how my business works. They usually start off with, well, I've been taking some time out to work on myself, and now I feel like I'm ready for a relationship, which I love. I absolutely love that. And sometimes we're just single because we want to be single. There are a lot of advantages to being single, and you get to make all your own choices. You get to take your own trips. You get to do the things that you want to do and really get clear to get to know yourself. I highly recommend people take a break between relationships, especially if it's a long-term relationship or it's a relationship that you kind of lost yourself in it, because you need to relearn who you are and where you're at and what you actually like. The important part about being single is that you embrace it, whatever chapter of life that you are in. Too many times we're always looking for the green grass somewhere else. We're wondering why somebody else has it and we don't. That FOMO, the fear of missing out, gets us. And then sometimes you get that question of, well, you're really awesome. Why are you single? Like there's something defective with you to a reason why you're single. And I want to tell you straight up, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing bad about you. There's nothing broken about you. You are single because of the choices that you've made. Some of them you might not have realized have led you more towards a single path, and other ones you totally flat out know that you have declined opportunities to be with somebody new. When I meet with people in the beginning, I often hear of people that, have sparked their interest, but they might have said or done something that just they didn't like and they let it go. There are plenty of times that I look at different clients and I think, okay, this one is ready. Like I can tell them who they should go out with. They're going to completely listen and respect my professional opinion, and they're going to be more open and vulnerable and move forward in the process. And then there's those that constantly push, pull, and I feel like we're shoving on a door that's going nowhere, yet they keep thinking that they're doing things differently, but yet they haven't changed any of their old patterns. So the real question is, why do you want to be in a relationship? What is that going to bring into your life? And what are you going to bring to somebody else? Either way, it's work to be single or it's work to be in a relationship. And work in this sense is not a bad four-letter word. Work is commitment. Just like when you go to the gym and work out 3 times a week, you look pretty freaking awesome within a few months. But if you don't really do much to take care of your health and nutrition, you're not going to see very many improvements. So you have to invest where it matters to you. Wherever you put your time, energy, and thoughts is where you're going to get results. So for the people that are coming to events that we put on or events that are in your own community are going to be letting more people know that they're single and available. Like I just hired somebody to start calling to make sure who we have on our list, if they're actually single and available and want us to do introductions. People are so passive. They just kind of put their information out there and then they step back and wait for other people to pick them. One of the most important things for you to do is to get proactive in your life. Like right as I started to record this video, one of my clients just signed up for another one of my events because he is in a proactive state. Now, when he learned about my services many, many years ago, he wasn't ready. He knew I could do what I could do because he saw me at the wedding of a couple I matched, but he wasn't ready. And I want you to give yourself permission to not be ready. I want you to do this on your time frame, because once you start choosing to date for a relationship, you're going to need to have time, energy, resources, emotional and financial. It takes a lot extra to really get yourself together, put yourself out there, go out with your friends, show up to things, go on dates you're not 100% sure about. Taking that time and energy, you have to be willing to follow it through. What happens so often is people go on a gazillion first dates and they blame that there's no one good out there for them, yet they're not really participating in their own dating journey. They just think it's this numbers game. And I can honestly tell you that in all my years of matchmaking and love coaching and spiritual work, the people that do the most homework and are most willing to make some personal changes, shift their perspective, actually need the least amount of introductions. The people that go through my more intensive program and do the homework honestly have needed 1 to 5 introductions. The people that are just kind of showing up and participating, it's awesome, but it's just going to take you longer. So there's nothing good nor bad on that, but you're single because of the different level of your own commitment. Take the time to stop and think, not about beating yourself up and thinking, what are you doing wrong, but focus more on what are you holding back? What are you expecting so much from the other partner? I was just talking to a gal yesterday, and she was telling me about all these things she wants in someone. And then she commented that if she found it in someone and they were still single, she'd wonder what was wrong with them. And I thought, well, see, that's the self-sabotaging vicious cycle that we keep putting ourselves on. So we have to first make a decision. In order to get out of single status, we have to be willing to make the commitment, to do the work, to get the communication skills, to follow up, to be available for dates, to engage in dates, to stop dating the wrong people and start dating the right people, and also stop looking for more options. There's such a fear nowadays of actually making a commitment to one person because all of a sudden something might happen and a better offer comes along. Like the other day, I should say about a week ago, when I was putting out a message that I was looking for a new virtual assistant, I got 2 replies, both very enthusiastic. And so I replied to both of them. And I said, I wanted to make sure I talked to both people to make sure I picked the right person. I told the one gal that got right back to me that I was going to give it a few more days till I heard from the other gal. I never heard back from her. And so I hired the other gal that was much quicker on communication. Well, the day after I hired her, I heard from the other gal, and she somehow never got my emails that I had sent her. Now, had she been a little bit more forward on it, she would have reached out sooner. She wouldn't have taken 6 days to see if I was still looking, because in that meantime, I am hiring another person. It's a similar thing with dating. You have to be more proactive. You have to be more engaged, not creepy and annoying, but you have to actually show up. One of the big complaints I used to get in the very beginning of my dating profession was that they go on a great date and then the other person would say, oh, I'm really not available to do anything for a couple weeks. Well, in that couple weeks, the spark had fallen, the interest had faded, the curiosity was no longer because they didn't feel very important. So when you ask yourself, why am I single? Stop and think. Are you following through with your communication? Are you actually choosing to be single? It's okay if you are, really. It's kind of fun when you are in a good place with it. Are you willing to date people out of your usual? I hear so often, oh, I didn't see anybody on the list that was for me. And I'm like, I've made so many matches on an even smaller list because I know my people beyond their profiles. But you also need to know people beyond the profile, beyond the introduction at a social event, beyond when you met them at a restaurant or through a friend's introduction. People are so much more and so much deeper. You have to be willing to go on a few dates with somebody that doesn't necessarily send off bottle rockets and make you so excited with the first date. You have to be willing to look deeper. And you also have to become more vulnerable and communicative with the person and people that you're going out with. So often we've got this checklist and all these things we want, but we forget what we are bringing to this relationship. As much as you might want to date that person, they also have to want to date you too. You have to decide that you're looking to date to be in a relationship. versus dating to date. We were just having this conversation last week, and people kind of go, well, yeah, but it's kind of nice to have company in between finding a person. And that is absolutely great. The catch is you need to communicate that. But if you keep dating people just so you have somebody fun to hang out with on a Friday night, yet you see no potential, then you're actually giving mixed signals to yourself, to the people you're dating, and to the universe. So choose wisely, have fun with it, enjoy what you do, embrace being single, or make some significant changes. Get in with a coach, get in with workbooks, take some classes, watch some great videos of people that you admire on love and relationship and courtship, and actually do things different. If you find yourself doing the same thing you've been doing in your past dating and keep wondering why you're not meeting someone, we all know that that's the definition of insanity. The choice is up to you. At any moment, you can make a shift. I have had clients come to me that have not dated in years be able to find the love of their life within months because they changed how they looked at it. They looked at the person less as, why are you single? Instead, they thought, wow, how lucky am I that I get to meet you at this stage of your life? Because you know what? Sometimes those heartaches and emotional difficulties and challenges in life make us actually a better person to date. We have more compassion. We have more understanding. We have more to give, and we also are more honorable in receiving. So my challenge to you is to let me know, comment below, think about this yourself. What is it that you could start doing differently to get different results? Are you willing to go to more events? Are you willing to improve on your profiles? Are you willing to ask people out that don't fit everything that lists you want, and actually listen to them and feel their heart? Feel their emotions and not just go, oh, I'm really not into blue eyes. I'm really not into shorter people. I'm really not into really tall people. I'm really not into super skinny people. Like, stop labeling so much and instead start visualizing what would it be like to be in the relationship of your dreams. Who would you be? How would you be? Who would enjoy your company? Like, oh my gosh, as I talk about it, I keep getting goosebumps thinking about all these people out there that would love to meet you if you would give them the opportunity to see and discover the real you. I'm Jacqueline Nichols, and we're going to keep this quest going. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will talk with you again tomorrow because I believe you are worth it. I believe there are so many people out there that want and desire a lot of what you're looking for. And they just wish you would get out so they would get a chance to discover you. I'll talk to you again soon.